Hey traders, just wanted to do a quick update on the crypto market. Here we are, we've got Monero bouncing on support nicely. Found good solid, support there on the support line. Volume is picking up a little bit. Not really all that excited about it at this stage here. It just means that there's accumulation happening, which is good. This here, we're making high lows. We've found support here. Could we take off and go from here? Who knows? But I mean, it's looking pretty good. I don't mind the lookalike coin at all. This is the sort of game that these guys play. If we were to get some sort of a buying happening from here, I'd definitely be very interested in it. We'll wait and see what happens from there. I'm just going to go through these quickly. I'm not going to go through all of them either, but here we can kind of see that we are still uptrending. Even though we've had a massive pullback, we are still uptrending, and we can also see with the volume here, we're a decline in selling volume, which is good. And Dash, looking at Dash, yeah, just found support basically, and decline in volume. That's about it. There's a few of these that kind of interested me a little bit, and this one here on the 4-hour chart. So the same thing that I was just looking at then with Litecoin, I'm actually looking at this with Uni. So we've got fantastic support happening here, and we do have a decline in selling volume here. So it is actually finding good support at that area. Can it continue? Who knows? But one thing I am interested in, if you go down and have a look at the 4-hour chart, this is if you can sit in front of a desk for a while, or even put some alerts there. So here we are. Let's just open this right up. So here we are. We've got that. So let's just say that I'll put an alert just above the 9, just so that. So now I'll get so that trade's above there, I'll get an alert. But here we can kind of see we've come down and bounced on support nicely. Good. Now, if you have a look at this candle here, is the one I'm talking about. I'm just going to move to the left so I'm kind of not in the way. But you can kind of see that this has undercut all the other lows, which has got rid of all the other weak investors that didn't want to hold this. And then look what big money's done. This is big money, actively trading this right here. And then they've taken it up and they've hit this uptrending line here. Then we've come back here, and we've got an engulfing pattern off this support level. What's going to happen here? Are we going to come back down and test this and break through and keep going lower? Or, are the chances that we're going to go up to around about, $17 from here or whatever? But, if you're a trader in these kind of areas, that is a possibility of being able to do that. So, anyway, it's that to me, like looking at it at the shorter time frames is looking pretty good on some of these cryptos. One thing that I really wanted to point out was that we are finding, there's consolidation at support levels here, and we're going to decline in selling volume, which is exactly what we're after. Here we've got support, but I don't really like this one very much, even though it's gone all the way up, come back down about a 50% retracement, which is exactly what we're after. And who knows where it's going to go from here. Let's go through Bitcoin actually while we're here. This is Bitcoin on a different exchange. So yep, beautiful support there, engulfing pattern, and then down to here. I just want to put a measuring tool on here. We're just kind of doing a roundabout sort of a figure as to say we've got a high over there and then the low here. So that's gone in 71 days, 80%. So 80% in 71 days. And then let's have a look at the next one. Looking at it from cycle analysis. And I can't actually see that high. And I'm going to move that down so we can see a little bit better. Yeah, the actual cycle started there. And then there's a little bit better. So where are we now? And so it started there. And so we got 84 days and 70% decline. So it's around about, it's reasonably close to what this one was, even though this is, higher and longer, but it's still within the range of around about, say, 10-15% of what this one was here. So we should see some action, something happen, from this area, reasonably soon. Is it going to be, can continue going down and find support down here? We don't know. Or is it going to bounce up and, reach the 50 and, get, find resistance at these kind of markers here? Oh, look at that. Okay, let's try that again. Find some sort of, resistance sort of area, because here we've got, previous resistance then and support. Could we go back up here, and then, what we usually find in Christmas or around these kind of times, especially Christmas sort of area, is that it does get tight trading, and usually, and then we go back and have a look at the Januaries, and we can kind of see that January seems to or has done in history. It seems to have gone okay. Look at that. My mouse is just so if we see January, like you can kind of, and this kind of happened. What was that? Like that was about mid-December when that rally started, and then we're looking at January, and January, so looking very positive for January. I think there's been a few Januaries that have gone very well for crypto, so they do like to kind of start trading and stuff like that. I know. Let's keep away from the actual currencies, and we'll go to the cryptos. Here we go. I'm finding support here, so check this out. So perfect, gone below a little bit. Nice, 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 nice. So here we've followed this trend line up beautifully, and we've got some really major whiskey sort of trading here, but we've lost a lot of the selling. A lot of the selling's gone, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I would actually really like to see an engulfing pattern happen off this trend line and close above the 9 EMA. But do I always get what I'm after? Absolutely not. So we'll just wait and see what happens here. This trade here, I'm actually looking at a little bit of a short position on this one here. We can see that there's a huge amount of like buying on this here. I was actually kind of thinking that this might reach this low for the trend line here, but anyway, I didn't do that. So it was showing good strength at this time here, even though we had increasing selling volume on the way down, which is quite negative. And then we've got an increasing buying, which is completely the reverse of what just happened. But here we've got a doji rejection at the 50. So I was kind of thinking it might go up there, and then I was kind of thinking it might go back down to here and retest some of these lows. But we do see that we've got indecision dojis at the 50, and there's there is resistance there. Oh, sorry, support there, a little bit of resistance back here, and I've got an alert set for this one, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens and go from there. So we go through a few more of these here. I don't want it to be too long. We're already 7 minutes in. Not much there to talk about really. Sand, it's gone up, pulled back about 50%, and we've got previous resistance there, support, and the 50. Interesting to see what happens here. I'm not holding any sand at the moment, but I would like to, but it's just not doing the right things for me at this stage here. So got a decline in selling volume, which is good. So this is, we can't really call this accumulation, but what usually happens when there's less selling is big money have got their buy orders down here, and whenever mums and dads want to sell, big money is there to pick it up. And that's usually this result that happens here. I don't like that stochastics are rolling over a little bit to the south side, but we'll wait and see what happens. Now this one here, I'm actually looking at a short position on this one here. So I was, resistance, support, and nice support, beautiful bounce off there, increasing selling volume, increasing buying volume, but this is reversal. This here is reversal material. That red straight after, it just basically says that for now the buying has stopped, but usually when you see these kind of things here, sell-off does happen, and we can see today already we've gone from an open of 56.75 to 54. So there's a couple of bucks already that it's gone down. Let's move on, shall we? Here I do like this volume. Look at that, increasing buying volume, decreasing selling volume, and then another increasing buying volume. I would have liked to see this above average, but we can see that we bounce here at support. Isn't it funny that a lot of these have done exactly the same thing? So this was driven down here for a reason, and then so whether we come back down, find more support before we take off, or go sideways, who knows what's going to happen. All we can do now is just trade what the chart tells us to trade. But here we've got a decline, and then breakthrough, and then resistance, and then we've found resistance at that same line again. But here we've broken a downtrend line, and that's with this rocket booster looking thing here, with a nice looking volume setup as well. Stochastics oversold coming out of that. So things are looking okay. The first target I'll be looking at, is this black line, then, probably the 50 after that. Interesting to see what happens from here. I'm looking at this for a potential short. Like we've you know, okay, we are moving up, and nicely from there. Long term, yes, we're moving up. In the short term, or sorry, the mid term, we've kind of come down. We've found resistance at the 50, and like I'm actually wondering if this turns red here. Like I'm quite interested in a short. I do have an alert there, so it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But if that does happen, I'm kind of expecting that we might retest these lows here. We'll see. Up here, look at that beautiful trend line going up. Broke through it, tried to revisit it, and then down here, and then did break through it. Closed above the 50. Doji reversal, closed back below the 50, and then look what happened. Institutions started buying back in here, or had buy orders back in here. I'll bet you any money they would have started the sell off here, and they'd had buy orders down here, and they bought it back up, and that's why they're consolidating this area here. And there's less selling volume, as you can see. Or there's a decline in volume, even though there's more selling around in that one. But there's a decline in volume. Here we are. We've got a little bit of buying volume, but I mean it's not really very exciting. We can get we can see all the way back. Even further back. That we've got that. This. Oh, that was me editing my. So yeah. Anyway, come back down. We found support there, and interesting to see where we go from here. We do have increase in buying volume, but it doesn't really reflect that very much in the charts. 11 minutes in. Okay, so here's another one, found support perfectly. We've got an engulfing pattern that happened there, which is great, So here's our, this is where big money has gone below to take out any stop losses below here. And then you notice how this, it didn't even have enough, weakness to come back down and retest that. This is where the strength came in, and it happened from an engulfing pattern. So here we've got an engulfing pattern that's happened there. We've got an engulfing pattern that's closed above the 9. But where are we going from here? So we've got the 50, down from that, so we can see the downtrending line coming down here. I'm just going to get rid of that trend line there so you can kind of see a little bit better. We've got the moving averages pointing down from here. If we head up, so we've got a low, a high, low, and a high, with some good candlestick reversal sort of stuff happening, which is good. So, but we're consolidating, so it's not super exciting. It is doing the right things, kind of. We've got support and we've got the right kind of things happening at that. But where's that first target? Probably the 50, then the 200. The 200 looks more favourable because you can see that it matches up a lot of these lows here. Okay, let's go on to Mana. So Mana, yeah, not really all that much there. I think the only thing with Mana was that there was a reduction in selling. We found some support there, so we've got these wicks up the top here, and then these wicks down the bottom here, so they kind of match up. And then we go across here, we've got a nice engulfing pattern that's happened and it's closed above the 9 EMA. We've retested these. I want to see another engulfing pattern happen off these lows. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Here, yep, ugly. Just not much going on there at all for me. And yep, this would have been, so here is one thing that, like if we come down and we come up, retest that 50, and then come back down, come up and retest that 50, and then, like we seem to be finding some sort of support here, but look at that volume. That's good volume, but, sideways sort of consolidation sort of stuff. We'll wait and see what happens. This one here, yep. Support, resistance, it's all there. Decline in selling volume, and we'll wait and see what happens with that one there too. Engulfing pattern down the bottom here. Can't really see anything that, why that would have, oh yeah, I can kind of see back here that, there's a bit of a shelf there that you can kind of sit on, but you can see that engulfing pattern happen straight after it, and we can see that. Look at the volume; it's just flatlined, at these stages here. But big money is still in. Big money is still in. What do we got here? Oh, yep. So I got an alarm. I got an alert here. This would have been my alert that just went off actually. Look, this is a huge. Volume here, but as we can see with this volume here, like this is institutions, but it's not all selling. If this was all selling, this would have, this sort of this is just mass turnover, and a candle turned out to be red, even though yes, okay, it was dominated in red. And then we got here, but this is an institutional selling day, so they started selling off, and then they had orders back in here at these lows to try to bring it back up, and it kept on selling off. We've got to remember that there's thousands of institutions, and they make up probably about 70 to 80%, 75% of all the money that's in crypto. So you know, and here's institutions again. They started selling off below these lows on looking left, and then all the way back down here, and then they started buying back in around these lows here and brought it back to here, and then we can see that there's consolidation happening here. Even though there's a little bit of volume here, I'm not really all that keen on that volume, but you know, we'll wait and see what happens. And so here we are. Yeah, that was just kind of okay. Yeah, so here, don't tell me that's happened already. So I'm actually looking at this one for a short, a potential short from that level there. You know, but it is uptrending, so I'm not going to be entering this. I just kind of usually draw these markers out as a reminder as to what I was thinking at the time and whether I'm right, and then I go back and have a look and see, okay, well, why was I thinking that, and then you know, kind of make up my rules from there, or not make up my rules, but just confirm my rules from there. Here, that's, you know, yep, not much going on there really. And avalanche. So here we are making higher highs, higher lows. Found good support on these levels here, and then we've taken off just like Luna. You know, Luna and avalanche have, you know, seem to have done the same thing. We'll have a quick squeeze at Luna, and then have a look here. You know, man, I'm you know, you can't just keep on going up and then not have a bit of a seller. So, you know, we can see there it's opened up and start selling off. Are we going to find support here? Are we going to find support here? Are we going to find support all the way back down to this up trend line, or the 50? You know, who knows? But it does look overextended at this stage. You know, good volume. Yeah, it's good. It's good, but it's just high. But hey, you can do anything. You know, like if that's the one that the big money picks and that one goes for a run, while, you know, because they're on the sidelines mostly now, wanting to make money, and so they want to be in here. You got to think the big money, they get paid, you know, however much it is a month. But, you know, let's say an institution gets, you know, 20 million bucks a month, and they want to put 10 million of it into crypto, and you've got 1,000 of these people wanting to do the same thing. You know, they've got to, they can't sit on the sidelines. They have to put money somewhere. So here we've got the low. This is my Doge trade, and as you can see, has it done anything wrong? No, not really. Has it done anything right? No, not really. But it's, you know, it's gone up. I made the entry, but back down to here. I want to see an engulfing pattern that closed above the 90 MA, and you know, from there. But what, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But if you go around and have a look at these kind of setups, you'll see that the majority of the time they go well. Okay, I think that is around about me done. Let's just have a look at these last two. Here we are, support, sorry, resistance, support, and we've got a decline in volume here. Seems to be like picking up a bit of strength with the stochastics. Let's have a look at Shiba. And here we go, perfect on, you know, support. And then we've got a little bit of whiskey sort of trading here, which is, you know, this to me looks like, if I got the line there, and then looking right at that whiskey sort of one there, that to me looks like it's just taken out all the weak investors before a potential run. Now, you know, this is just an opinion. Don't think that, you know, this is worth a trade, what I just said then. But, you know, like, this is a spiker we can see. Is it going to get the same sort of hype again? Who knows? You know, but this sort of flat line, it has to go somewhere soon. And usually after we see these kind of whiskey sort of things here, we see explosive trading. So we'll wait and see. Anyway, that's around about it for me. I'm 18 minutes in. Yeah, I was under 20 minutes. That's good. So yeah, there, you know, we know exactly what's going on with Bitcoin. So really, we can't do anything. You know, we just got to sit here and wait and see what happens, and then wait for an opportunity, or, you know, to see exactly what's going to happen from here. So all we can do at this stage is sit and wait, and or then again, we can go onto the shorter time frames and have a look at that too. So. And another thing we can definitely do at this stage is backtesting your market. So, you know, one way that I like to go and backtest is I just put the replay mode on. Hang on, no, I'm gonna take that off actually. So another thing I like to do is just, you know, if I kind of close my eye a little bit, and then I just go into replay, and then I just go to anywhere on the chart and just click that, and then just start at, oh, this is why, oh yeah, there you go, I didn't know where we were. So, you know, we can kind of, we know what happened with Bitcoin. So, you know, like, this is, you know, it's definitely a good thing to go and back test, you know, so you can actually see what your emotions would have said You know, like after you really you delve into this and do your back testing, and you think, oh shit, you know, like, okay, well, why would I have done that? You know, you question your decisions, and and then you make new rules for yourself, and you realize how important it is to backtest, because you see these things come up as a big surprise, and you go, man, look at this takeoff, it's fantastic. Oh, look at this decline, like I wasn't expecting that. Why did that happen? We've got an engulfing pattern here, we've got a high, we've got an engulfing pattern here, close below the 9. Oh man, you know, and then so, but we came straight back down to find support back here, and then we're breaking new highs here. You know, so yeah. Anyway, you know exactly what happened with Bitcoin, but you know that's pretty much how I go and backtest. I will do when I'm backtesting actually. Anyway, 20 minutes in. Hope you have a great day. I hope this helps. If you've got any questions, let me know. Talk to you again soon. See you.